All right, it is the first episode of the week, which means now it's time for some power rankings. So we're going to take a little bit of a shift here from the storylines around the league and get into my top 10 power rankings in Major League Baseball. And we're going to start at number 10 with the Los Angeles Angels. Now, hear me out here. The Angels are hanging on by a thread to the top 10. They've been way higher at points this year. They've been out of the top 10 at points this year. Now I have them right on the verge. Now, I know they may have gone on a little bit of a losing streak this past week, but hear me out. They didn't have Taylor Ward. He's come back, immediately gave them a shot in the arm, a big home run on Sunday. Ohtani is hitting better. Trout hadn't been hitting well up to his standards. You know that's going to turn around. The depth that they had was out for a little while. This team is clearly really talented, and a lot of those losses that they did have were one-run losses in tough games, and the bullpen might have blown a late lead. The team is really good. I'm giving them another chance. I'm a believer in the Angels. I do believe that they are a top 10 team in the game of baseball, but right now, with their little bit of a struggle last week, I have them hanging on by a thread at number 10. Moving on to number 9 and back in my power rankings, the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays just keep winning baseball games. It's remarkable. In every single game, they're doing it in a different facet. They're hitting inside the park homers. Brett Phillips is doing something cool. I mean, this team, you wouldn't think would be one of the best teams in baseball, but year in and year out they are. The Rays are back, and they're playing really good baseball. They beat the Yankees, who I've had at the top of my power rankings for a month now. Will that be the same today? Well, we'll find out in like a minute. The Rays are at number 9. Moving on to number 8 on my power rankings, the Minnesota Twins. I was tweeting about the Minnesota Twins on Sunday. Not enough people are talking about the Twins and how good they are. They're winning the AL Central, which nobody expected because the White Sox were the clear favorite to win the division. They had Carlos Correa, who everybody thought was struggling. Well, guess what? Over the course of the last month, he's hitting .370. Byron Buxton is an MVP caliber talent in the outfield. Joe Ryan looks like a Rookie of the Year caliber talent on the mound. This team is the real deal, and they're a lot of fun to watch. Put some respect on the Minnesota Twins name because they deserve it. And they're at number 8 in my power rankings. Moving on to number 7. After being out for the first week, the first time of ever being out of the power rankings this year, the Toronto Blue Jays are back, and they are here at number 7. They beat the Angels in a series in Anaheim, which is a big deal. Look, we know this team is talented. There's no way around it. They just weren't playing very good baseball. Their offense hadn't figured it out yet. They did at the beginning of the year, and then they just went through a skid. Like I've said a million times, hitting is contagious. When you're struggling, everybody can struggle, and you struggle together. The Blue Jays are figuring it out together, and they're scary. Gausman, Barrios at the top of that rotation, man, that's a dangerous team. I wouldn't be surprised if every week from now on they keep creeping up a little bit and a little bit because they are that talented. And in my opinion, they're a top 3 or 4 team in the game of baseball, easily, hands down. Moving on to number 6, the Milwaukee Brewers. The Brewers are good. I'm a little scared right now with this team is built around their rotation. Corbin Burnes, Brandon Woodruff, Freddie Peralta. Freddie Peralta is going to be out a while. Craig Counsell said recently that it's going to be a lengthy absence for Freddie Peralta. What does that mean for the team? Well, time will tell. Willy Adames is back on a rehab stint, so he should be back in the big leagues soon. Obviously, Corbin Burnes, Brandon Woodruff at the top. Just having those 2 guys is still good. You have the best closer in baseball at the back end of the bullpen. The team is still very talented. Freddie Peralta is going to be a big missing piece in that rotation, but I still think they're really good. I have them right now at number 6. Moving on to number 5 in this week's MLB Power Rankings, the Houston Astros. Look, we know the Astros are good. We know they're one of the most talented teams in all of the game of baseball. They just have some times where they go on a little bit of a skid. They didn't play great baseball over the course of the last week, so easy. I got to move them down a notch or two. And that's what I did. They're here at number 5. We know they're really good. We know they have the potential to get to their 6th consecutive ALCS appearance, which is just nuts. But right now, I have them at number 5. Moving on to number 4 on my MLB Power Rankings, the San Diego Padres. The Padres just keep moving on up, and they don't even have Fernando Tatis yet. Manny Machado is having the 2nd best start in franchise history in terms of batting average, behind one Tony Gwynn, who you might have heard of, who's an average machine. The top 5 averages to start a year to this point, everyone on that list was Tony Gwynn. Manny Machado has inserted himself into the 2nd spot on that list, right behind Tony Gwynn's best year to this point. Manny Machado is carrying the Padres. Bob Melvin leading the way has been huge for them. Having Mackenzie Gore, a rookie, in the rotation has been good. Musgrove has been lights out this year. Darvish is electric. The Padres are the real deal, man. They're a lot of fun, and they're here at number 4, the highest ranking I've had them so far this year. Moving up and moving on to number 3, this week's Power Rankings, I have the New York Mets. The Mets have been dealing with injuries for so long now. Can we just get a full healthy season of the New York Mets so we can see how good they are? Is that too much to ask for? Can we get Jacob deGrom and Max Scherzer and Chris Bassett and Tyler McGill all in the same rotation at the same time? Is that too much to ask? We haven't gotten that. They've been riddled with injuries, and they still continue to win series. It's incredible what the Mets are doing. The Mets aren't going to Met. I told you, if they were ever going to do it, it's now. With being decimated by injuries, but guess what? They're still playing good ball, and they're 31-17 on the year. All right, moving on to number 2. We have a change, my friends. For the first time in over a month, the New York Yankees are out of the 1 spot and into the 2 spot. They sit at 33-15. The Yankees are still so good, but they have some concerns building. The bullpen, without Chad Green for the year, without Aroldis Chapman for a little while, who wasn't good when he was playing for the last couple of weeks, giving up runs in multiple outings, consecutive outings. There are some question marks. There are some concerns, but they are still here at the number 2 spot because they're playing great. Aaron Judge is a star, the biggest star of them all. Physically, quite literally, the biggest star of them all. They are really good. The Yanks are rolling. They are one of the best teams in baseball. This demotion down to the 2 spot is less about the way they're playing and more about the way that the number 1 team on my updated power rankings is playing, and that team is the Los Angeles Dodgers. I said a couple of weeks ago that I don't even think they've scratched the surface of where they could be. Now they're rolling. Mookie Betts is on another level. This team has officially scratched the surface, in my opinion, of how good they can be. Listen to this. We aren't even 2 months into the year, and the Dodgers' run differential is plus 117. The Yankees are the 2nd closest, plus 73. The next closest after that is right around 50. So the Dodgers' run differential, other than the Yankees, is double anybody else's. This team is the best team in baseball. The roster says as much. We've known their roster is that good. And now they are playing like they are the best team in baseball. And for the first time in a few weeks, the Dodgers round out this week's list of the top 10 Major League Baseball Power Rankings. Thanks for watching. If you love flipping bats, swinging 3-0, or just talking ball, join us. Call us at 213-537-9339 with your questions. We have a weekly guest, and we have a lot of fun, so hit that subscribe button.